So yesterday, I set up the backpack leaf blower, got it all set up, and I was going to go outside to get it hooked up so we can do the second floor gutters, and I ran into an issue. When I went to fuel up the gas tank on it. The grommet, as I'm going to show you in a second, shrunk. So I ordered the grommet, and since I was going to do the grommet, I decided to do a quick tune-up. I picked up a new spark plug along with the fuel filter and a new primer bulb. I'm going to change those out today, and hopefully I get it running so I can finish up the leaf cleaning video. So let's get started. What we're going to be doing is a tune-up on this Echo PB-265LN backpack blower. All right, so this is the grommet I'm talking about right here. And if you look closely, it doesn't fit properly. It's very loose. So we're going to do the spark plug. We're also going to change out the fuel primer bulb. The main thing was this grommet that doesn't even fit in here anymore. And the fuel filter. You can't really see it in there. So those three things. The air filter, I checked before I ordered the parts, and it was fine. So I didn't order a replacement air filter, but we'll take it off so I can show you. This is the air filter. Got a little bit of dirt up there, but that's fine. Inside's clean. There's no gunk buildup on the inside of the air filter box. So we're going to put that back on and screw it in. All right. Next thing, we're going to do the spark plug. The spark plug that it calls for, it's an NGK BPM8Y. And that's what I picked up to replace it with. So pull the spark plug boot off. So grab a ratchet and a 3/4 inch spark plug socket. That's what it is for this one. And just loosen up the spark plug. This is the old one. We'll put the new one in, which is the NGK BPM8Y. Before I put it in, I'm going to check to make sure the spark plug gap is correct. And the way I do it is with one of these gauges. This is set to 0.026, which is what is recommended by the manufacturer. And all you want to do is stick it in there, make sure it fits. Just fits. This is a little tight, so I'm going to use this. And the way you use these, just bend the tabs back a little bit. Just like that. Use a feeler gauge. Go in there. It's a little loose, so what I do is I just take it, just a light tap, and that fits perfect. All right. All right, so now we'll install the spark plug. There is a crush washer on the bottom of this plug. I'll show you. That's this right here. So when you tighten it, you're going to tighten it, and it's going to feel, I should say, a little mushy, if you want to call it that. But you're going to continue tightening it and let it crush. And that's what actually seals. So you can keep on tightening it, and once you don't want to go too much, once it bottoms out, you should be okay. Put the spark plug boot back on, and that's all done. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to change the primer bulb. Before I do that, I am going to, this is slightly sanded down from, taking it on and off. With the file, all I'm going to do is just gently make this a little bit bigger, because that screw, if you notice, gets hung up right on this edge right here. And from using the screwdriver to unscrew that, the edges of the screwdriver, the Phillips head, have cut away part of this plastic. So all I'm going to do is, to make it a little bit easier, is I'm going to file it down a little bit with a round file. Before you do this, make sure there's nothing behind this plastic cover. And if you want, you can take this cover off. You have a screw here, screw there, screw there. It's a few screws. You want to take the cover off, take it off. But to me, just a little bit of this filing down is not that big of a deal. I also have a flat file with a rounded file on the other end just to open it up just a little bit to make it a little bit easier to get that screw out. There is going to be some fuel that might come out of here. So get yourself a rag and just start unscrewing these bolts. Right? All right. And just, I broke them all loose, and all I'm doing is removing them. Sometimes if you have a needle nose, you can use a needle nose to pull it out. Like that one is, it's still a little tight, but I can just get in there and pull it out. That one came right out. And this last one. And this last one is out. Okay, so you want to just clean out the surface. This is the old one, and we're going to be replacing with a new one. So what you want to do is, once this surface is nice and clean, you're going to grab the new one, and it's going to sit in this slot right here. That's where the new one's going to fit. Make sure it's nice and clean, and it fits in there perfectly. Clean off the plate, and assemble it. You can hold it in place, and as you hold it in place, put that plate back and over. And as you hold it, start putting screws in. I'm using the needle nose so you can actually see the process. Sometimes it's easy to pull them out. I'm putting one screw just snugly, just to keep everything in place and keeping that primer bulb seated properly. Put the next screw in the bottom. And put the top one in. And we got the last one here. All right. I'll loosen this one just a little bit. That's the first one I put in. Make sure everything's seated in here. And as I hold it, I'm going to go in a crisscross pattern. I'm going to tighten it until it's just snug. So each one is just snug, very finger tight, just finger tight. And once it's all done, it's finger tight, then I'll go back around and gently. I'll do maybe like a quarter to half a turn just to get it fully seated until they bottom out. I'll just keep on going in crisscross manner. And then once it's bottomed out, you can go across and get it all done. All right, so that's on. If you want to make sure and check you got a good seal, if you press on this, you should hear air getting pumped into the carburetor. So it's actually, we know we got a good seal. Next thing to do is we're going to do the grommet and the fuel filter. So that's all done. Spark plug's done. We're going to change this grommet. See how it's very, it doesn't, I just pulled it off. by hand so easily. So good. So we'll pull the grommet off, and as I pull the grommet off, you'll see there's the old fuel filter. And what we're going to do is I'm going to pull these all off. There are two black hoses. The black hose that goes up to the carburetor is where the fuel filter goes on, if you remember it. And the other one is just a vent. Untwist this plastic connector which holds the lines together, and one at a time just pull them out. Make sure to wear safety glasses because there might be some fuel in these lines, and as you pull them out it might spray. You don't want to get it in the face. Squeeze the hose and gently twist back and forth. Try to get this off and it should pop right off. Pull the rest of this off and we're going to replace the grommet. So we got the new grommet and we're just going to start installing all these lines through the grommets. These holes are all the same. You might have to squish each hose and twist it gently, either the hose or the grommet, to actually get it in. And then once it's halfway in, you can pull from the bottom. Grab the other one, do the same thing. You might have to squeeze them, try to get it in there. Once it's in there, just keep on pushing it through. This black line is the one that's going to the carburetor, so that's the line that's going to get the fuel filter, and this is one of the air vents. Push it through, just like that. And if you notice, some of these have an indentation, like right here. This is where the old grommet was sitting. So if you pull it, you can actually just pull it all the way until it seats right there. Some hoses don't collapse like that, so it might be a little different. It might be right here, it might not. So what I'm going to do is just going to pull them to there, see where they sit. That's a little bit too much. And then they should be sitting. And you can always push them down once it's all back in place. Push them down slightly. We'll grab the new fuel filter and put it on. Again, the black hose that goes up to the carburetor. All right, and then once you got this all set, you're going to place them. All these lines are going to get placed into the gas tank, and you're going to push this in until it pops into place. Just like that. Try not to use a screwdriver unless you really have to, because you don't want to puncture or put a cut into the bottom of this grommet. But as you can see here, everything's all set up and in line, so that should be fine. Just make sure you have a little wiggle room because everything's mounted on, it is mounted on springs, as you can see, and you don't want to be pulling on these lines while this thing's running because it could come apart from the bottom of the carburetor. So that's all set. Grab your plastic clip and actually let me pull this up a little bit more and just go around those 4 hoses. So grab your plastic clip and go around the hoses and just twist it back onto itself, and there you go. So that's it. We changed the spark plug, we changed the fuel primer bulb, we changed the gasket, or the grommet I should say, the grommet at the top of the gas tank, and now it doesn't even come apart. Before we were just pulling right off, and we changed the fuel filter. This is all set. We're gonna head outside. It's actually gotten dark today, so we're gonna do this tomorrow. We're gonna fill it with fuel and get it started. The tune-up came about because I was running a video of how to use leaf blowers to clean out your gutters using Schedule 40 PVC pipe. And I was going to use the backpack blower, and when I got to the part of the backpack blower, I went to fill it with fuel and the grommet was loose. You know, from the weather or from just being old, you know, rubber degrades over time. So that's what came about to doing this video for a tune-up. So we finished up tuning up the backpack blower. Now we're going to fill it with fuel and start it up. Whenever you're fueling up anything, make sure you're doing it outside in a well-ventilated area. This is a 50-to-1 mix of 2-stroke oil and gasoline. Once you're done fueling up, so what I'm going to do now is prime it. Once you start seeing fuel in here, you can try to start it. So that's 2. I think that might be a 4. Alright, that's full. It's not leaking anywhere, as you can see. No leaks anywhere. Okay, and then we'll set this up to run and cold start. We're going to set it up to cold start, choke on, and we're going to give it a crank. As soon as it starts, you can start moving the choke just a little bit and just let it warm up. And as it's warming up, look to see if you see any leaks coming from anywhere. No leaks. You can actually put your finger underneath it, make sure it's not leaking anywhere. Nothing around there. Even if you tip it, you see the fuel sloshing around. Past that point, that's fine. Once it warms up, you can slowly move this to the run position, and it's fine. If you move it to the run position a little too soon, it can stall out on you. But let it warm up. So it's running good. Let it warm up fully before you actually put the before you throttle it up. But it's all working good. There's no leaks anywhere, and there goes your tune-up. That's pretty much it. I'm going to finish up the leaf blowing video with the gutters using the backpack blower. So if you want to check it out, the link is going to be in the description below. Thank you for watching the video, and I hope this has helped you tuning up your backpack blower.